Hi, this is Mr. Paul with a update on the STURMTIGER from Ryefield, the 1/35th scale model. And this, you can see I've got a bit further ahead. I've added the complete fighting compartment in regards to what's in the kit, and I put a blanking space inside so you can't see through the engine room, but to be honest it was a waste of time because you can't see much anyway. As you can see, I've got the groove on. It's just sitting on there because I'm going to be gluing that in permanent in place, but I have got a photograph of the interior, and I'll be able to show you that in a minute as well. So as you can see, I've actually sprayed inside the barrel with some colours in regards to steel, and then I add a burnt colour from MRP colour range, burnt smoke effect, and gave it a tinge, and I sprayed it through. But I actually put a bit of paper or masking tape over the other end inside the vehicle so that basically it wouldn't spray into the vehicle and paint anything else. So that looks quite nice, and you can see the basic there. It looks, but it's going to be painted back. I'm going to be putting a bit of paper in there into a cone so that the inside the barrel doesn't get any paint on it, but I can paint the outsides when it comes to it, which will be next week definitely, or the end of this week, or sometime at the end of this week. Going round, you can see this top bit is actually already completed and put onto the vehicle permanently. The roof will come off, and I'll take that off now, but you can see it's been primed. It's received its interior colour. I haven't done any weathering on too much on that because you're not going to see it, so I decided to give that a miss. I also added a plastic plate over the top of the periscope, commander's periscope. The photo etch sat down on the actual glass element of the kit, and guess what, when you see the vehicle, it's actually separate. It's actually hanging up on the top like it is on most other vehicles, so I've actually done that as well. So if I put that over there, go very careful there. Oh, let's see, I'll use that, excuse me, I'll use that there you go, so that's out of the way. And you can see the actual, I've done the inside of the actual commander's hatch, and also the other roof plate, which allows them to be moved to actually load the shells into the vehicle through the slot at the top. So there you go. And just come round for to the rest of today. When I've uploaded this, I will be putting it, I'll be actually adding all the extra details along the side and all the bits and places, and then putting some texture on the main fighting compartment, and I might be doing a little bit down the side of the hull, not sure yet, but the texture ain't too bad. I've got to be honest, I will do it on the next one, but I'll have to do that before I actually get it put together. But yeah, so going round, you see the shape there. I was spraying it, don't worry about that, it's going to be coming off under primer anyway, but I wanted to spray the inside of the hatch the correct colour, which it is, as you can see, and also the bit there, and also put a bit of paper inside to stop it going through into the vehicle. You can see I've got the photo etch grills, and you'll see them from the upper angle later on. I used this one, alligator glue, and if I put that there, it's a thin blend, and it goes on a little thinner, and you coat it all over the area, and then basically let it set for a little bit, just a fraction, and then for about half a minute or so, then stuck a little bit down, and it stuck down really well. And then I used a cocktail stick just to clear any, if there's any coming blocking the holes, because I didn't want them to be solid. You want them to be still mesh, and it worked perfectly. So I like that stuff, and I've been using it. I'll be using it on my ship as well when it comes to doing some of the fixings as well. Around the back, I've actually done the exhausts with a bit of Mr. Service of 500 and stippled it on, so got a bit of a rusty effect there, ready for the paint. So they'll be doing that as well. The only tool that's gone on with plastic is that, and I'm going to thin out the actual buckles on that to make it look a bit better. But other than that, I think that looks good enough for this particular kit. I'll close that back up now. I will be doing a bit of pre-shade and washing it. We'll put a wash over that inner door later, and coming all the way around. Now the other thing I had done is I noticed the kit headlight had a block moulded into the top plate, just there where the headlight is. Now that's okay, but the point is I noticed it's actually got a bracket there. So I'm going to zoom in on that and I'll show you what I've done. I know Greg's doing the same. He said, can he copy? Of course he can, because we're not copying, we're giving each other ideas, which is the part of hobbying. He's given me quite plenty of ideas as well, so fair share, as it say, and anyone else can do it as well. But if I'll come back, And I've also added a wire, and it disappears underneath, and it looks like it just disappears into the vehicle, which is what it is. There'll be a mudguard this side, and I might be building this one with all the mudguards new, because I'm going to put this one before it was end of its service, where it was just left up by the roadside. So I'm going to be doing it that way, because I'm going to get a nice completed one then like that. But when it comes to the next one, the photo etch I was going to use on this one, I've put into the full interior kit box, because I think that would really go together really well with that one. And I will be able to manipulate all the armour plates to make it look like a different vehicle, obviously, but with camouflage. But I'll be able to do that with that, and add the plates on the side and use the thin PE ones. But I'm going to use the kit ones for this one. But I think that's coming out quite nice. There we go. So I'll come back out now. Can turn it back around, and that's basically how I've got it. I don't know if you can see down the barrel better. Not really, but anyway. But I'm really pleased with the barrel, and now I know what to do with the next one. It'll be easy peasy, as it were. Right, here we go. I'm going to switch off briefly and come in. We're going to look down top into the actual vehicle's encasement. Right, here's part 2. It's only going to be a short part 2, but basically you can see what I've done. I've actually put 6 shells in there. The shells were actually painted REF green, because it looked quite a nice colour to the one I've got drawings I got in the book, so that was okay. And the green would have been slightly different anyway for every vehicle, because basically, well, I suppose when they sprayed them, wouldn't have used the same paint. But anyway, it doesn't really matter, so they look nice. What I did then is I actually gloss coated the shells afterwards when they dry, and then put the decals on, and then matte varnished over the semi-matte over the shells. Then I painted the Vallejo oily steel over the caps, because that's what they would be. Look a bit shiny metal. And I also did a drill in the cap at the bottom. There's a small hole, and I used a drill to the right size so I could paint them with a stick in their bottoms, as it were, and so that I could actually spray them easier on a stick. And that's what I did for all the painting that you used. So I've drilled them out. The holes are still there. Well, you can't see them because they're actually behind, but actually that's where the arming cap goes in anyway. So there is an hole there. When you see the shells, they actually put the arming cap in when they're loading it into the vehicle. So it's not a bad thing. So if I can just come around and just give you another bit of view from the front. I'll zoom in a second, I think. Might be able to come over a bit more. There you go. And I'll come down a bit more. Zoom in. Oops, let's come up. There you go. I went a bit fast there. But I think you can see the colours. It's dark reddish, red interior colour inside on the base field, and I did give it all a wash. It's had a bit of a wash, and it doesn't need much more than that, to be honest, as far as I'm concerned, because you ain't going to be seeing a great deal of it. And I haven't done much chipping I was going to do, and I might still do a bit of chipping before I seal the roof down, but what are you going to see are very little. So I did put a wash, and you can see that in the crevices of it, you can see all the bits and pieces there. I don't know if you can or not, but anyway, it's quite nice. So if I come around now slowly, I'll go the other side. You can see how hollow it is without anything to do with the driver in there. There's no seat down there in this area, just here, so it's not very nice. Now over the other side you've got the radio, that was okay, but a few wires and a bits and pieces that would look quite nice as well. So if I come around the other way, there you go. Now what I will do with these arms, I definitely now I've found with this one, it's given me a good feeler for the next one I build when I build it, is the fact that you've got to drill the holes out for those arms to nice and wide, so that you can get free movement backward and forward. Will I be loading the full load on the next vehicle? No, I'm going to do 6 like I've got here, and the good thing is I've got 7, I think there was 8 up in a box already sprayed and decals on, so I haven't even got to do those for the next vehicle. They're actually in place. I'm going to have some spares to load up in the lorry at some point, I suppose, when you think about it. Greg's done a great job with his shells. He's actually put some of the actual caning beading that when it comes on the lorry packs, so they have to unwrap it and load it up. And that's when they put the arming cap in the bottom, like I said, with that small hole I drilled. So yeah, so quite pleased with that. I think the vehicle looks quite nice. You can see the ship bits. The door's got to be weathered in there, but as I said, you only see it when it's open. That bit of that tube there, that's where the door goes in. This door here has a rod there, it's all movable, and that slides into that position. It's going to be glued in the open position, I've got to be honest, for that one. And I might not do it for the next one. I can actually put it in the closed positions because I'll be able to lift the roof off anyway. But yeah, so there you go. So I'll leave it like that. And there you go. So that's the update for this one. So I'm going to be going on and putting some more finer details in it on the back engine. But there's a couple of bits of photo edge got to go on the back engine plate, and also the tools on the side, and the brackets that go along here. And now I might have to make two for this particular vehicle because they look different to what's in the kit. And it's like a thick, heavy metal pipe that seems to be holding the what they call it, cables that are hanging on the side of the plate. So I'll be doing that. I'll be having a look, see what I can do with that. And I've still got to put some more bits around the side as well. So yep, really happy with that. So I'm going to call that quits, and I hope you enjoyed this little short video. This one, I think it was user error why I had to use filler around here, because I know that Greg never had no problems, and he didn't have no problems with these arms either. Trying to get the shells into place was a pain, so putting the bottom two in on the lower hole was easy enough, but after that, trying to get the next one in, you've got to lift those brackets up, trying to slide it into position. I did use to put things together again, the shell in place. I did use this contactor. I find that's really good. I just put a drop there on each one, and it put the shell in place, turned it slightly so it was eating into the plastic, and they're in there solid, so that's good. So there you go. That's exactly what we've done. I'm going to leave that like that, and I'll catch you on the next video. Thank you very much for my subscribers, and thank you for all you casual watchers, because there is a lot of casual people that just watch it and then move on, and that's part of the hobby, and I quite enjoy it, and I enjoy the hobby building. So, you know, there you go. So thank you very much. I'm not going to say what everyone else says. And what is it now? No, I won't say it. Anyway, thank you very much, and I'll catch you on the next one. Happy modelling.